Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's traditionally request day, and I'm not going to break with tradition today. It's a request from the creator who got in touch via the medium of Facebook. Link is in the description and will pop up on the screen at some point during the show, so keep an eye out for that one. And they said, it's a map that I've made, could you do it? So I've said, yeah, sure. Now, it's based loosely on Dublin, or this particular part of Dublin, that long strandly bit going in from the coast. That is the Liffey estuary, the estuary of the Liffey. And yeah, based loosely on the area, so let's be fair on that one. Okay, before we do any reviewing of this loosely based map, can you do some loose finger work, please? That's right, being loose with your fingers can get you arrested, so be very, very careful. But if you are going to use them loosely, hitting that like button is a great way of using them. Right, today's map is RingShed IRL, I guess in real life, by SAYLORSPOPS. Oh, what a great name. All capitalised as well. Okay. Yeah, sorry, should be shouting SAYLORSPOPS, but I'm not going to. There's your start square. Quite usable. Nice to have a little bit more buildable space in there, given that it's kind of broken up into two sections. Terrain heights are fine. It's a bit bumpy, sort of, today's map. I guess they're meant to be hills, but scaled down. There's your resources. A little blotchy, but again, kind of usable. Finger painting there. And then if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, Dublin is a great place to drink Guinness. Oh, and to go fishing. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, apparently it's mass transit, industries, and Sunset Harbour requirements. And I would say, huh? There's also a few bits to subscribe to there, network extensions 2 being one of them. But in the comments, there's more options. As pointed out, there are a few missing assets, and I can concur with that one. And one of the things that's missing is also the theme that automatically loaded, which was the realistic 1.4.5 European theme. That loaded automatically, so if you haven't got that and you haven't subscribed to it because it's not on the list, you'll be very vanilla. And we'll be using the realistic 1.2 LUT, of course, as well. So yeah, a few missing assets. We have got all of them though here. I reloaded them out to make sure we had all of them for the review. But because we got a few missing assets and the theme is not the, well, it's not the vanilla theme, which is what should really be here, I will knock a star off for aesthetics at the end. Whatever I give for aesthetics at the end, I will lose a star from, because there should be bits missing from today's map. A whole bunch of trees for one. Now, it's a little bit scratchy, today's map. It seems to be a newish, inexperienced creator, so I'm going to spend some time showing bits on how they can possibly be improved. This is not being super critical of the creator, it's just basically trying to be helpful. Okay, we have a bridge up and over here, which first of all, the gradient going up onto the bridge is a little bit on the steep side for a train, and we are missing a few pillars. So, and at least one pillar in there, I feel, maybe two, and then a bit of a downward slope as well. No catenary chaos, which is good to see, and a potential station there, depot. And a little bit of a dive into the ground. I don't know what's happened there, but that is a little bit of a fail for me. Then we go back up and over, and again, yes, we could probably do with an extra pillar on that little stretch. We nip into a tunnel. I'm not going to show you the underground routes. It does emerge on the opposite side of this intersection. Now we're going to spend some time looking at this intersection because it's a plopped vanilla cloverleaf. And one thing that we see quite often from less experienced creators, I'm not going to say lesser, but less experienced, is look at these nicely placed roads, a perfect distance from each other, but because the plopped intersection has a bigger distance, we have to separate the roads to make it fit. And well, I would say, why not move those roads a bit closer together? Now, I have Move It, so I'm going to use Move It. But of course, you could just do this by demolishing the road and rebuilding it as the creator itself. There's a node under there somewhere, a node there, a node there. That'll do for now, just for explanation purposes. Remembering there is a pillar underneath here, so I'm just going to make sure that we don't overdo it too much. If I drag one of those in just to show you. So, you could have it the same distance as previously, couldn't we? But anyway, no, we've just plopped this one in. We haven't done any working around on it. Also, we have a bit of an arrowhead on the end here. And again, I'm going to use Move It. This isn't a proper job, this one. This is going to be a quick fix. A quick fix just to show you that it could be a little bit sharper. Draw that in a little bit as well. So yeah, it's not great, but it's a little bit less bulbous than what we had previously. Okay, heading up now. Oh, this is the rails popping out aroundabouts here. The tunnels would arrive on the opposite side of the intersection. A little bit of a downward slope into that tunnel. Again, not exactly what trains like. And a couple of rail lines heading off that way. We've got a couple of rail lines coming off this way as well, not surprisingly. And a big up and over as well, which is quite high, quite rickety, and in need of a pillar as well. But this isn't my biggest problem. My biggest problem here would be, on the opposite side of here, a big old chunk of blue mantle. Ouchie. Okay? Yeah, there's just a rail line that's elevating back up to the correct... I don't even know how that is... Well, I know how it's doable, but I don't know how it happened like that. Okay, we've got some stop-start going on here because of the traffic lights. Of course, we can switch the traffic lights off in vanilla settings now. Don't need Traffic Manager for that. But, yeah, we have a little bit of stop-start. Not what you want on what could be a busy intersection. Okay, traffic emerging in from the side there, and we're now heading down towards the start square, which is where all the excitement happens. And I'd like a little bit of excitement. Oh, some bit of slopes going on here. And also, look at... Why have we got buffers in the middle of the line? Again, going to grab Move It. It's actually not connected. So that could do just a little bit of demolish the node, replace the node, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. There's lots of little bits in today's show that I'm just going to stop off and show you each bit as we're going along. Again, this is okay, but then we've got a long stretch. I think it's the longest one on the map without a pillar. It goes on and on and on, more than I do. And that's a lot. Anyway, the next pillar is all the way over here, so that's a long stretch. It's also quite low, just cutting through the portal there. It doesn't really affect with the wire too much, but again, do you really care? I don't know, maybe you do. Right, a little grumble here. Look at the number of catenaries going on here. There's loads of them together. I thought we had loads of individual nodes going on, but if you have a look, we've got one there, one there. There's not really that many nodes. I'd be inclined just to rebuild the whole section and hopefully get rid of them. Also, we're elevated at ground level with the rail there, causing the terrain to glitch underneath. Okay, keeping rolling along. I know I sound really nasty today, don't I? I don't intend to be. I'm trying to be helpful, trying to point out things that where you can make some minor improvements to your map just by doing some simple things. Anyway, we've got an up and over on the rail there, and this is the start square intersection. Start square, guys. Start square intersection. And it looks clean and crisp, and I quite like all of this, apart from this bit here, which is a big old pillar. The cars will drive straight through it, don't worry about that. But a little bit of terrain glitching going on down there as well. Okay, so we are at the start square, so if we pull back up, we might just make out an asset of the day. Somewhere in there will be a cluster of assets of the day. The horse chestnut by MrMaison, or the conker tree, as we know it in the United Kingdom. Well, it's known as both really. That's like the slang term, I guess. And it's a little bit of trivia here. The nearest tree to my front door, horse chestnut. Lovely. Right, okay. Factoids because factoids. Gustav Mahler, I'll get this out in a moment. Gustav Mahler, that's the one. The German musician was born on this day, the 7th of July in 1860. And at the time wrote the longest orchestral symphony of all time. His Symphony No. 3 in D minor requires not only a full orchestra, but also a woman's and a boys' choir, and an organ. Performances can last up to an hour and a half. Gustav Mahler, born on this day in 1860. So anyway, yes, horse chestnut, MrMaison. Oh, he's just one of the most beautiful people you could ever get to talk to. If you ever get a chance to talk with MrMaison, please do. Really lovely fella, and lovely assets too. and off back to the highways, because highways. So anyway, we've got the sound barriers along the highway here. Probably, yeah, looks a bit elevated to me at ground level. Also, this bridge here. First of all, we've got missing pillars where the suspension bits are, and it's not even centered on the river. I'd like to see it centered on the river. That's a bit of a fail. But yes, also there was some ferry route boys in there. I was going to point them out, thinking they were drowned trees. The drowned trees are a little bit further up the river, which you probably spotted. Again, pillars, needing some pillars here. Strategically positioned. You can, I mean, they are there. They're just under the road, being hidden by the road. So it's just a simple question of making a little bit of room, dragging and plopping the pillar where you want it, and it should stick. Okay, another intersection, start square, well, potential start location, not start square, sorry. Get it right. And then we join up with the rail again over here. So we kind of done the road and the rail simultaneously, which means when we get to the edge of the map, I've got a bit of an up and over going on. Oh, more blue mantle. Ah, my knives, they hurt. Yes, so yeah, we've got, what's going on here? We've got, this is glitchy as well. There's lots of little glitchy bits. It's, take your time. When you're doing networking, take your time. Nobody's in a hurry. Nobody's in a hurry. Just take your time. Take a little look at it. Are you happy with it? No, redo it. Just fine. And then when you're happy, then look at it again, because there'll still be something you'll want to fix. Trust me, I've made a few maps and I'm never happy with my networking. Anyway, intermission time.
I can't believe I'm plugging this, but my husband, this old gamer, has a YouTube channel where he builds cities or something. He thinks he's funny and different from other Cities Skylines channels, but what he needs to do is take out the trash. But in the meantime, check out this old gamer.
Ah, yes, do check out this old gamer. Also check out these shipping routes. Look at the way it loops around here. First of all, this is odd. First of all, we've got shipping that cross over each other, so you might get ships crashing into each other. Then we've got a ship here that seems to be doing a sharp bend, and that is there. Those two shipping lines connect, that's the word, connect there as well. Let's just check this on the off chance. Yes, look at it, look at the route this ship is taking. Let me just see if I can't get it all in the screen now. There you go, look at that. What's the point? What is the point? But anyway, yes, shipping routes could be a little bit less hilarious. There you go. I think it's the only way of putting it. Yeah, shipping route that actually goes into the harbour. Now, the actual shipping route, according to Google, the Google Maps, is just a straight line in and out of the Liffey entrance. And again, it crosses over here, but one of them doesn't actually connect with the edge of the map, which is odd as well. We do actually have some of the ferry routes. There we go. Ferry routes pre-laid down. I don't feel that they add anything to the map, but it's always nice to see that the creators actually just try to do something a bit creative. And why not? Why not indeed? Probably clipping through those two bridges though. Water flow down the Liffey, or the the sort of Liffey. It's not really the Liffey. Yeah, we have water going through the start square, so that is also good. Okay, right, so what can we do then? What can we do? We can look at the map as a whole. So that is Dublin, basically. Take a look at Google Maps. That is Dublin. And then if we come down, we'll have... Now, these coastlines are a little bit pixelated along the sides. We've got a couple of divots here and there along the coasts as well. There's one on that island just gone off the side of the screen. The hills... Well, I think the map has been resized down to get more of the map in here. So these hills are effectively a little bit larger than they would be. But there's not really that much foliage going on. I'd like to see a bit more foliage. Not entirely sold on the foliage mix either. Not really, it's just a little bit of an eclectic mix. And it just doesn't feel like Ireland to me. It doesn't. I mean, I know they've got spruces and stuff over there, but yeah. You still live in Ireland, you know. Not, I was little. Anyway, again, it's okay, isn't it? It's okay. One thing though, I'll say, it does look like they've used the Move It trick. Now, nothing wrong with using Move It to copy and paste little bunches of trees. Let me show you. I actually did this with St Catherine's Point because this was before Forest Brush became available. Great mod, Forest Brush. But I think what they've done is they've done this and then they've just, there we go, popped and popped. Problem is, it does look a bit repetitive after a while. And there is a little trick. If you are going to use the Move It tool, grab the bulldozer, delete one tree, and then just keep the left mouse button clipped down and just do some scrubbing. This just will thin things out a little bit, remove some of the repetitiveness, that's it, and you'll end up with a slightly more realistic looking forest on the go. That instantly looks better. So that's if you insist on using the Move It tool to do your forests. That is definitely a better way. Like we've got the same over here. You look, see the repetition in these forests down here once everything has lodded in. So yeah, I feel even though I wouldn't choose these trees at all, I feel that would be better. But also would be better even more using Forest Brush. It's a great mod. Let me open this one up. I'm just going to choose some random stuff. Okay, this is probably going to look horrible. There you go, I'm one of those. I'm just going to move the sliders down so that they're not massively overpowered. So there you go. And I'm just going to make the brush a little larger, weaker, and right, I'm just going to make a set. There you go. Right, okay. I'm not instantly sold on my mix of trees there, but that's, for me, that is already a better forest than anything that we've got pre-built on this map. And look how quick it was to make. And this is more or less real time. So yes, just looking at that forest, those little bright coloured trees, they were a bad choice. Anyway, yes, it was done quickly. Anyway, what do you think of the map? Ignoring my work, of course. What do you think of the map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Find a thumbnail position. Click the I button in the top right hand corner now. You can log in using your YouTube or your Facebook or your Gmail or a free Patreon account. Okay, aesthetically. Yeah, I'd normally try and give some credit if it looks kind of like the area it's trying to create, and it does kind of look like Dublin. It's recognisable as Dublin. So I would have gone from a high 2 to a low 3 for that, but then I did say I was going to lose a star off of this for, well, basically lots of stuff missing off of the requirements list, so I've got to drop it back down to 2 stars. 2 for aesthetics. Detailing needs a bit of work. I think that's an understatement. It can be a lot worse, so it's not a 1-star map. Those of you screaming 1 star, I'm going to give it 2. Gameplay potential. Look, it's playable. It's playable. I can't see anything massively wrong with it. I can't see anything massively right with it. It sits in the middle. It's a 3-star map for gameplay. It's, yeah, you want to do but Dublin. It's probably an okay map for Dublin. It's RingShed IRL by SAYLORSPOPS. That is a map that just needs a bit more time spent on it. That's the only thing holding that. The only thing holding back that map is time. I don't know how long it took to make, but if you double it and then double it again and then maybe some more, you'll be there. Anyway, if you're still watching, you are part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day. Made it easy for you today. Bear in mind, it's Dublin. In today's comments, remember, don't give away where this came from, because this is our elite group. Exclusive club. It's just you and me and that other fella. Thanks for watching.